This TikToker is mad they can't find a high-paying job. We are the most entitled generation in existence. Back in the day, you were pretty much entitled to nothing, okay? Not even food and shelter. If you couldn't contribute to the tribe in some way of hunting or caring for the young, you would get cast aside and left to die. But things have changed now, right? Just because you were born into this world, you actually deserve a fancy house in New York City, 24/7 air conditioning, a six-figure salary to buy your designer clothes, and of course, a daily glass of $100 coconut water. Now, despite living in pretty much the best time in human history in terms of comfort and technology and ability to learn skills, people are still mad and they just complain about everything instead of actually taking steps to solve the problem. Now, this TikToker got a random degree in God knows what, probably like nail painting or some shit, and now she's mad that she can't get a high-paying job.
Literally just don't know what the I'm gonna do when I graduate. And anytime I talk to my parents, both of which are boomers, they're like, stop having such high expectations. Also, I don't want to see any comments about, well, you should have majored in computer science or you should have majored in medicine. I think that if you go to college, you deserve to be able to make enough to live comfortably. I think if you don't go to college, you should be able to make enough to live comfortably. Regardless your major, regardless if you chose to go to college or not, you deserve to live comfortably. So anyone who says that your path to success should have looked differently, they're probably just not able to conceptualize the reality of today's job market and the reality of how much it costs to go to school nowadays.
Okay, no sugarcoating this. That is a completely brain-dead take. So according to what you said, even if someone chooses not to go to college and just sit at home all day doing absolutely nothing, just, watching TV or something, even if someone chooses a degree in toenail clippings, they are entitled to a six-figure salary. Totally doesn't matter that the other person is literally spending their waking hours busting their ass off. Oh, you work 16 hours a day? Well, you deserve the exact same salary as someone who sits on their ass and does nothing all day. What the hell happened to our generation? What is this entitled bullshit? I'll tell you how much you deserve to earn. Absolutely freaking nothing, because nobody gives a shit about your degree in rock painting. Why do you deserve to make as much money as a doctor who's saving lives? As much as a programmer who's contributing to the company? As much as a mechanic fixing things? You make everybody in your generation look like absolute cringe, okay? We actually want to work for our money.
I'm about to graduate in May. A lot of the conversations I've been having with my parents lately have been surrounding what I'm going to do when I graduate, where I'm going to go. So my mom works for a company that's just like huge. And she said something to me yesterday that makes a lot of sense in regards to why it's so hard to find a job, or even to find a salary right now that would be livable as someone who's like fresh out of college. She said that a lot of the people who are in charge of hiring there commonly say things like, college grads expect way too much, or I didn't have that much when I graduated. Then she says, yeah, when I first started, I made $36,000. And I was like, $36,000 today or $36,000 in 1980? So she made $36,000 starting off entry-level bank teller in 1980. Right now, out of college, I want to make $24 an hour. That would put me at $50,000 a year, which is equivalent to having a $16,500 salary in 1982. So I did some research. The average college grad in 2022 is making $55,260. In 1982, the average college grad was making $102,200 right out of college. So today, $26.50 an hour is 1982's $49 an hour. So this sentiment being held by boomers of, oh, well, they're just expecting too much. I just don't think they know what numbers they're talking about.
Honestly, just to be fair, I actually do agree with a lot of what you said there. But the thing is, you also don't know what you're talking about. So you're telling me a bank teller in 1980 made $36,000? What the hell are you smoking? I feel like there's a little bit of a misunderstanding here. Either your mom's lying or you're lying to exaggerate your victim's story, or she just had a different profession and you're saying it as a bank teller when she actually wasn't a bank teller. Now, I totally agree that some boomers absolutely do not know what they're talking about, right? And they think that, oh, we're just being entitled to money, when in fact the job market has actually changed. The fact of the matter is, in the past few decades, salaries have not really risen that much, while the cost of living has risen exponentially. Now, the fact that you're graduating and have finally realized that, oh, okay, maybe my degree is not actually gonna earn me some money and I'm having a hard time finding a job, is literally just your fault or your parents' fault. Because literally everybody with a brain knows that the system is a scam. It's almost like these greedy companies don't actually want you to make any money. It doesn't really help to blame the game when you should be adapting it to it. The way our society works now is that you earn money if you actually provide value to a lot of people. Some of the reasons that degrees like computer science makes more money is because it's more specialized, it's a bit harder to complete, and it's a more useful skill. Doctors, for example, get paid a lot because it's hard to become a doctor harder, and you have to study pretty hard for that. Now, this is not to say that the world is completely and utterly balanced, that if you work really hard, you will make more money than somebody who works less harder than you. I mean, when I discovered the YouTube space, it was actually infuriating, because there's people with an IQ of -7 who can buy Lambos every day. But the fact of the matter is, they're literally reaching hundreds of thousands of people, and they're entertaining them every single day. Meaning, they somewhat do deserve that money.
Like, I think in their head, they're like, oh, I made $36,000 in 1980 and you're asking for $50,000 now? So then I dug a little deeper, started looking at housing, apartments. In 2022, the median selling price for a single family house was $507,800. In 1980, that same price is equivalent to today's $223,202. In 2022, the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment was $1,900. In 1982, that same number was equivalent to today's $737. Like, I actually think that boomers just can't conceptualize how vastly different these numbers are.
Okay, so while it's true that it's a dumb argument that, okay, you make more money now when that money is not worth the same as it was a couple decades ago, you gotta realize that the grass is always greener on the other side, because comfort has gone up way more now as well, and the opportunities are pretty much limitless. We're literally at a time where you can pick up any skill you want in the entire world just by Googling it and looking at tutorials. You gotta realize that the world's a cruel place, and this is just real life, and nobody really owes you anything. And I don't know why these people are acting so surprised that their degrees are useless or something. You can do the research beforehand, you know? You can like Google, okay, what is the starting salary for my degree? Okay, what's the employment rate for my degree? Am I gonna get a job? Now, some of those results may be a little skewed if they want you to waste your money, but you gotta be a little smarter and, you know, realize that, okay, maybe people won't pay for this, okay? Maybe if I'm just wasting my time and this degree is extremely easy and I'm not actually doing anything there, maybe I won't get paid for it. Like, I totally understand your frustration, okay? Nobody should get scammed this freaking badly, but just, there's a couple people sitting at the top who are happy to scam you, you know? Now, I'm not really an out-of-touch YouTuber here. I've been through a computer science degree and a business degree. In fact, I just recently graduated, okay? So I know how it is in university. And I can just say the difference between a computer science degree and a business degree is absolute night and day, okay? Computer science, I'd have like no free time at all. Business, I'd work like 5 minutes per week. And then you'd still see some students complaining, oh, why do they get paid more? Because they work 10 times harder, man. Now, I've always maintained that the education system is severely flawed, okay? You can take a look at my videos a year back. I would say the same stuff, okay? Basically, I can learn my entire degree in a couple months if I really wanted to, which shows how much they actually teach there. Certain degrees and certain courses are filled with so much fluff that they're basically just extracting money out of you as you pay for the semesters, while they're barely teaching you anything.
And I think boomers just have such a hard time conceptualizing this because they never had to fight for jobs. They were at the upswing of technology, they were at the upswing of big business, capitalism was booming, and then they look at us and they're thinking, entitled.
You know what this is to me? This is just the equivalent of someone pointing in a direction and saying, oh, look at their life. It's so much better than mine. I have it so hard. Yeah, no shit, the grass is always greener. I'm sure they had tons of problems as well. Might not be the same problems as you, but you have a flippin' PS5. They had a Game Boy Color. There's always a trade-off in life, okay? You're enjoying tons of luxuries today that they never had. Conquer your mind and you conquer the world. Conquer your dogshit victim mentality and maybe you'll actually get somewhere. Now click this video or I get a degree in fat phobia.